Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? I've been trying to come on live all week. It's just been so busy. Um, Something is always coming. So I literally only have 10 minutes to give you guys. So I'm just going to jump right into it. My name is Aisha Chidole. I'm an immigration attorney. I represent clients all over the United States with their family immigration. You can call me 479956567, or you can send a WhatsApp message, 404-333-8751. I am literally going to breeze through this because I have like 8 minutes to get. So today I want to talk about requirements of submitting a VAWA petition. For those of you joining in for the first time, asking or wondering what VAWA is. VAWA is basically an immigration petition that allows you to get your green card on your own if you've been in an abusive marriage with a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, if you have an abusive relationship with your parent and your parent is a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or if you have an abusive child who's over the age of 21 and they're a U.S. citizen. With that one, they must be a U.S. citizen. Just to talk about what some of the core requirements are, meaning, there are things that are flexible on, in certain types of evidence that you can submit, but these are the things that they're not flexible on. These are the things that must be done. So the first thing is that, especially when you're dealing with marriage, is that you have to establish a good faith marriage. People always ask me, well, what is a good faith marriage? And I say, legitimate marriage. And they're like, well, I have my marriage certificate. So having a marriage certificate does not prove that you have a good faith marriage. Having a marriage certificate just proves that you have a legal marriage. A good faith marriage is that you guys have been living as husband and wife, and that you have evidence to support that. Evidence could vary, because I don't have a lot of time. I want to get through all the requirements. I can't go into all the different evidence. So basically, think about things that show you guys have intended to build a life together, whether you have children together, whether you guys have bills together, leases together, you're traveling together, you have messages together, you have things together. Just think about it that way. You have things together. Those things show good faith marriage. The second requirement is that you have to be able to show that the person has been extremely cruel to you. Extreme cruelty varies in so many ways, and I've talked about them a lot. And maybe in the coming days, I might talk about what is considered extreme cruelty. Because it's not just that, oh, my husband is annoying, or oh, my wife doesn't want to file my papers for me. That is not extremely cruel. You have to really get into the meat of the matter, of what is happening in your day-to-day life that makes this person extremely cruel. And a lot of times, I say to people who come to me, it shouldn't be um Boo for the Bullet says, you look super stressed out. Thank you for still making up time to encourage us. Yeah, I'm actually super stressed out because I need to be quick with this. Because I got to jump off. And I keep saying, like, I tried to get on live yesterday and then somebody showed up to the office, and sometimes it's just really hard to jump on here. But anyway, as I was saying, so, you have to show real extreme stuff. Like, your focus shouldn't just be on, okay, my spouse said they're not going to file for me, right? They're going to be like, yeah, your spouse is a jerk, but that's not extreme cruelty. So you really need to think about, what is it on a day-to-day basis that your spouse is doing to you, causing you mental anguish, psychological anguish, sexual, emotional, physical, and things of that nature. Then the other requirement is cohabitation. And just as an aside, the rules changed for cohabitation in February of this year, so last month. And basically, before February, cohabitation was after you've married, you guys should have lived together. But now the rules say that whether you were married, whether you lived together before you were married, or whether you lived together after you were married, as long as you can show cohabitation of some sort, then you will meet that requirement. There is no requirement or timeline for cohabitation. You just want to show reasonable cohabitation. Then the other requirement is that you have to have good moral character, and you have to show good moral character for the last 3 years. So even though we say the last 3 years, sometimes immigration can go as far back as they want. it's up to them. But really, the core focus generally is on the last 3 years. So how do people ask, well, what does that mean, good moral character? It means that you have no arrest records. It means that, or if you have arrest records or things like that, that it's not a crime of moral turpitude. My allergies are acting up as well. Let me see what else. So those are the core requirements. Now, if you have a misrepresentation in the past or something that requires you to submit a waiver with your application, then for you, you're going to have to show hardship. Meaning that you're going to suffer extreme hardship if they do not allow you to stay in the country. So those are the core requirements. Of course, it can be broken. They would be broken down, into more minute details to show how you satisfy each of them. But those are the things you're looking for. Oh, and then one last thing is that, I know I mentioned good faith marriage, but you have to also show that you're legally free to marry. And what that means is that if you have a divorce that you've not done properly, or a divorce where the certificate is fraudulent, or if maybe on your visa when you were coming to the United States, you said you were married, but you really weren't married, now you're going to have to prove that you really weren't married. And most likely you'll probably need a fraud waiver, a misrepresentation waiver. So those are really the core requirements. Okay, I have 2 minutes. Let me look for some good questions and I'll answer one or two. So somebody's asking, how long does the process take? Most VAWA cases take about 2 years to 2.5 years. So timeline is different for everyone. Sometimes some people can get decisions within 18 months, but the general timeline is between 2 years to 2.5 years. Okay. Somebody, Lakeisha asked, if you're married to a permanent resident, do you think I can file for my I-130 while he waits for citizenship to file? This is the last question I will be answering. The answer is that it depends. If you are still here, meaning that you entered here and your visa, your I-94 stamp is still active, visas are current for April, so you can technically file, for April, if your visa is still active. Also keep in mind of the 90-day rule, though. If you're filing within 90 days, there's a presumption of misrepresentation. So you want it to be 90 days after you've entered the U.S. But if you're within that 91 days to the 6-month mark, which is what, 120 days, you can submit. If you do not fall in there, your spouse could technically, submit the I-130 while they wait for the citizenship, and then once the citizenship gets approved, then he can do your adjustment of status. Okay, guys, I know this is mad rush today, but I was like, I'm going to come on because I saw, even while I was pending, and I was going to literally cancel this live, and I saw somebody started commenting on the pending. Krishna, I saw you, so that's why I jumped on here. But I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more time early tomorrow morning and before I head out to my interview. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.